Manipulation of consent. The agenda to increase cognitive dissonance in the way people think is purposely plotted to more easily manipulate the consent out of the individual and public. It allows people to perform actions and behaviors that are actually contradictory to their personal belief systems. People that act in behaviors or ways that are actually the opposite of what they believe in generate a lot of mental anxiety and accumulate emotional aberrance into their pain body. Emotional aberrance, unresolved conflicts, inner violence, fear, and pain attract energetic parasites. Many times these parasites contribute to the psychological manipulation of fear in the person's body. As a result, in order to avoid facing pain or discomfort, the person may refuse to address the contradiction that occurs between their behaviors and belief system. So they put up a wall and avoid confronting it entirely. When a person lives in perpetual cognitive dissonance, the mental and emotional stress that it creates leads to splitting behaviors and soul fracturing. These dissonant thought forms and the internal fracturing are used to manipulate the consent of the masses, to keep them spiritually oppressed, feeding into destructive structures that they do not understand, that harbor anti-human forces that act as parasites to the human body. What we hold as the intention made behind our personal thoughts is what we hold as our power of consent in participating with that thought form and its vibrational quality and force. The consent is within the choices we make. Choices can be made via cognitive dissonance with discordant energies, or made through coherent systems of energy with congruent thought forms. If we make personal consent with something based on what we believe it to be on the surface appearances, but underneath the surface, it represents something that is a deception or is contradictory to our belief, the energy behind it is really what we are participating with as our consent. However, when we are committed to serve our highest expression, these deceptions will be revealed to each and every one of us at some point. In that moment, we have the power to make a choice. Will we make the changes required that are congruent with this new realization? Or will we compromise our integrity and pretend to not see it? Some people choose to live in denial because they don't want to change or evolve. Currently, with the bifurcation shift and the opening of the consciousness corridors, many people are aligning to the new timeline based on what they choose to be in consent with. This phase may feel very out of sync or change day-to-day relationships because people are aligning to timelines based on their everyday choices. Some of those choices may be on our timeline or not. This creates a strange and surreal experience when interacting with people on Earth that are not on your same timeline, and one will feel the challenges increasing when trying to communicate with people that are not on your timeline. Communication lines between people on different timelines and reality bubbles are made difficult now. Through the exploitation of universal laws on the Earth, the negative alien agenda have manipulated humanity through mind control to be in consent and authority with their agendas. As an intermediary, they have shaped human culture. They have designed the curriculum humans are taught as the false history in the false reality. Based on these many lies and deceptions, Humanity naturally aligns with the consent and authority of that same predator mind that is manufacturing the deceptions. This is how the negative alien agenda control humanity, by manipulation of consent in the mind, by removing the possibility of holding clear intention of thoughts, while further stimulating automatic reactions in the unconscious, which manipulates the soul. This makes the negative alien false gods an intermediary source field, an imposter spirit, or artificial intelligent brain that is communicating in mass with many unsuspecting humans who cannot discern the difference between lies, deception, manipulation, and the hidden kernels of truth. The content we must decipher to make accurate assessments about this reality. The consent we have made constitutes a personal choice. As a result of cause and effect, there are consequences from the thought form substance created that impact the self and others. Consent naturally leads to what and who has been given some power or authority over the individual and the individual's body. Therefore, educating ourselves about the nature of consent is critical to the preservation of our self-determination and self-sovereignty.